Hello, and welcome to this tutorial on how to get TRUNK on the Solana blockchain. Whether that means you're already on Solana and just want to use the Jupiter DEX to go ahead and buy your TRUNK token by putting in the contract address and using any token on the dropdown or whatever is in your wallet, you can buy the TRUNK token. However, for existing users, if you have liquid TRUNK in your wallet or you are staked in the Trumpet contract, you can find this Bridge to Solana tab right here where you will find the Solana contract address, in addition to several pertinent links on how to actually bridge via Wormhole your TRUNK over to Solana. Now in this example, I will remove my TRUNK so I can go provide liquidity over on Meteora for Solana blockchain. And in order to do that, you would just hit the Get Trumpet button, and then you will redeem however much Trumpet you want to get for TRUNK. In this case, I'm going to take it all. And when this is complete, my 15,000 Trumpet tokens should redeem out roughly 39.7 thousand TRUNK tokens, which we can now see right here. Now, in order to get this liquid TRUNK from my wallet over to Solana blockchain, we're going to go back to this Bridge to Solana tab and hit this link for Bridge via Wormhole, which will take you to this token bridge where once you connect your wallet and select your source chain, which is BNB, over to Solana chain, you can then come select your token, which you could just type in TRUNK. I'm going to select the amount of TRUNK and hit next. Now for step 2, your recipient chain and address, this is where you can connect your Solana wallet, and there are two that I would recommend, whether it be Phantom Wallet or Solflare. It's important to note that this works best on a desktop browser extension as opposed to mobile. Now that I am connected with my Phantom wallet, I will go with this default manual payment where I will use the Sol token to pay for the gas, which is important for anyone that's new to the Solana blockchain. You should go ahead and make sure that your Phantom or Solflare wallet has some Solana token in there. And there's a number of ways to do that. You can buy Solana on Coinbase or crypto.com, or you can use sites like SimpleSwap to go ahead and bridge from BSC over to Solana. So in this case, half a BNB would net 1.5 Solana token. You would hit exchange and follow the directions carefully, giving your recipient wallet address and depositing it where it tells you to. But let's assume you already have Solana. So we will hit next, which for step 3, you're going to send the tokens, so transfer the tokens to the Wormhole token bridge. I'm going to approve this amount of TRUNK tokens. And just a heads up, this will be a number of transactions, so allow yourself 10 minutes or so to get through the entire process. Now that it is approved, I will hit transfer. And I am going to confirm that I am going to send TRUNK from BNB chain to TRUNK on Solana chain. When it's all done, you are on the last step for redeeming your tokens, which I can just hit redeem. And now with my connected Phantom wallet, I will confirm these transactions. They're not kidding when they say note, there will be several transactions. And there, once this bottom section changes, you're complete. Your TRUNK should be on Solana. So to quickly check, I'm going to jump over to the Jupiter DEX, and then I can see that my TRUNK amount has gone up to 42.7 thousand. I think I already had 3,000 in here to begin with, but there it is. Now that that is complete, one of the main yield opportunities is to actually supply TRUNK LP on the Meteora page. Now you can simply bridge your TRUNK tokens and then hold it over here on Solana. And in this case, I already happen to have USDC in my wallet that I'm going to pair with what available TRUNK that I have. And it is best to do this with fresh capital. Otherwise, if you wanted to, you could sell a portion of your TRUNK into USDC and then use that to pair into it. However, since I already have it, I'm going to go ahead and supply my $450 in USDC. So I'm going to hit max. And then out of my 42,000 TRUNK, it's going to use 9,000 of that. I'm going to hit deposit. Which I already have a deposited amount that just jumped up after I made that recent deposit. And I supplied liquidity to this total value locked. Just as a quick note, you can also choose to supply liquidity over on Raydium DEX, which is mainly where most of the meme coins are anyway. But you would come to the liquidity tab on the left side, and then you would choose your USDC, and then plug in the contract code for Trunk. And then if I were to hit max, I could then confirm and then supply that liquidity. Now, one of the most interesting things about Meteora is that it has unique technology where any of this unused liquidity in the LP is actually being loaned out for APR that is earning yield and then returning back to the LP. So not only is there a liquidity provider fee of 1% of all the daily volume that you're earning a portion of as yield, but the liquidity is also being strengthened by the yield from the USDC that is being loaned out. And this APR at the top right is fluctuating all the time, but as this liquidity pool gets deeper and more activity comes to the Trunk token on Solana, this APR should steadily outpace what you would see in Trumpet, and overall should make a very solid play as Elephant Money extends out from the BSC over onto Solana, which is going to help bring exposure to the entire protocol overall. Again, this is mainly if you were a current Trunk holder on Binance Smart Chain and just wanted to bridge over your funds. Otherwise, you can just grab the Solana contract address for Trunk and then buy it off of the Jupiter DEX if you're already making plays on the Solana chain as is. Jupiter DEX also has a really neat feature when it comes to dollar cost averaging. At the top, you can find this DCA tab. And if you total wanted to spend 450 USDC or whatever token you have and to buy Trunk, you can choose this to buy, let's say, every day. And then how many orders that you have would just be how much of this USDC is going to be divided by. So let's say that I made this 10. So that would mean that my sell total that I'm going to DCA overall, $450. But of the 10, it will be 10 intervals of $45 buying Trunk on a daily basis. Same thing if I were to change this over to 20, you'll see that I'm still spending $450, but now it's doing $22 at a time once a day. And you can just hit start DCA and you'll see it show up in your active DCAs right here. You can even see your past ones as well. So this is a really neat feature in regards to dollar cost averaging your position, in addition to helping the herd show activity on the chart to attract meme users. Because when it comes to the swap, remember that Jupiter is a DEX aggregator. So it's going to be shifting between the Raydium pool and Meteora to balance the price out and get that volume going. And that concludes this tutorial. Thank you for your time.